Oreoluwa.
Okay, thank you very much. It's
You're
really
welcome.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I was just worried I was going to get the time wrong because the email said 12, and then I went back and I said, oh, it said 12 Lithuanian time. So I had
Yeah,
to make sure that, yes, I got the time right.
you got the time right perfectly.
Thank you.
Okay, so is everyone back? We have only 1 minute left.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Simona. Nice to see your face.
Nice to hear you and nice to see you, Oreoluwa.
Same here. Hi.
Okay, so I will introduce our third presenter. Uh, She is a founder and executive director of the Women's Technology Entrepreneur Center, and it is a nonprofit committed to building a more inclusive technology ecosystem with the next generation of women technology creators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. So I am inviting you to share your presentation and to give a wider introduction about yourself and what do you do. And we can't wait to hear about your topic, which is building a pipeline of women in STEM.
Thank you so much. Okay. I don't remember how to share my slides in Teams. I hardly ever use Teams for
Uh,
meetings.
it is on the right top bottom.
Mhm.
If you put your mouse on the square with a little
Yep.
arrow, you will see share content.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. I hope I'm not seeing my slide. Oh, can you see it or
Not yet.
not yet? Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay. I think I see it now. All right. Can you see it
Let's
now?
see. Yes.
Okay. Let me try and make it slide only and play. Oh, sometimes my computer freezes when I put it in the play mode. So, but can you see it as it is right now?
Yeah, we can see it perfectly.
It's perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'll just go on ahead then. All right.
Maybe we, I'm not sure if we see the bottom part.
Okay.
See. Okay, okay.
Is
Everything
it
is fine.
it's fine now?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you. All right. So, thank you everyone for coming. My name is Oreoluwa Lesi, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Women's Technology Empowerment Center. And oh, it looks like I'm going to have to put in play mode. Okay, I hope my computer doesn't freeze. So, yeah, bear with me if
Sure.
it does. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we are based in Nigeria, in Lagos, and we work specifically with women and girls, basically trying to close the gender gap in technology. And the reason that we do this is because there's so few women working in the technology and the wider STEM space. The numbers are, they vary across the world, but in general, women are in far fewer numbers than men. For women who actually start working in STEM, and specifically technology, many of the women drop out within the first 10 years. So you hardly have women who rise to the very top levels. So a lot of young girls don't see role models for themselves. They don't see women who are reaching the top, who are CEOs, who are CTOs, founding companies. It's changing anyway now, but over the years, it hasn't been the case. This is just to give a little background in Nigeria, where I'm based. And these are the numbers of people graduating from engineering and technology courses from the university. 78% men and only 22% women. So you can imagine in the workplace, it's basically about the same, 80% men, 20% women. And like I said, many women drop out within the first 10 years. So we are working to close that gap, and we're doing that in different ways. And so that's really what I'll talk about. I'll talk about our programs and basically how we're trying to give girls an idea and expose them to STEM subjects, and also encourage them, to pursue these as career paths if they want to. What we're really doing is basically exposing them, providing the information, creating awareness, and for some girls, they realize that, wow, I think I have found what I want to do. And then we provide some support in helping them to start their journey. So to do that, like I said, we're a nonprofit, so we don't necessarily, we're not a formal education institution, but we do partner with schools on some of our programs. So these are some of our core programs where we work with girls between the ages of roughly 11 and upper limit 25. So young women, really, you can't call them girls. So the She Creates Camp, which is right here at the top left corner. That was actually our very first program, and it's an intensive 2-week residential like boot camp. And at the beginning, we were basically teaching girls about computers, how to turn on a computer, turn it off, how to use simple applications, a lot of Microsoft Word, things like that. But I mean, with time, we've moved away from just technology consumption to also building and creating. And we find that it's in the building and the creating that the girls really come alive, and they start to insert themselves in the process, and they start to really see opportunities where they can do things, they can create, and they can shape things as well. Um, Out of that camp came our W.TEC Academy, which is the program in the top right corner. And that came out because the camp was 2 weeks. 2 weeks is great for getting you started, but in terms of actually sustaining your interest and building your skills, which is very important in any skill, basically any area. But of course, with technology, with science, engineering-based subjects, you are getting better. You are building knowledge over time, and you're building knowledge from constant engagement. So the after-school clubs were set up, and we partner with public schools across Nigeria. That gave rise to the Makerspace program, and the Makerspace came out of the after school, because with the after school programs, we were basically limited to schools that had computers. But there's so many girls out there who are either not within the school system, or they're in schools that don't have computers. And so we started thinking about how we can inspire them, engage with them, connect with them, and make the connections between science and real life, technology and real life. And then, so we developed the idea of the maker space. So the maker space, but they're essentially maker spaces. And here the girls are getting very hands-on experience. And we find that that hands-on is so, so important in terms of really giving a sense of, what technology can do, and what the girls, more importantly, can do with technology. The mentorship, that's the Mentor Her program in the bottom left, is basically us working, supporting our alumni over the long period. As they go to university, we match them with women who are working in their desired career field, so that they're also getting that real life experiential information and advice and support. In general, we find that it's very important, if you want to have more girls, anyone really, move into science, technology, to start early and to start from the home. A lot of families, especially here, you see this division very early, where girls are giving dolls as for toys, and then boys are giving trains and, blocks and everything. So the boys are developing like hand-eye coordination, the ability to build, to create, something goes wrong, they tear it down, they fix it, those skills which are very important in science and technology, while the girls may not necessarily have that opportunity. So it's very important. So outside of what the school can do, or outside of what we as an organization or other organizations like us can do, it's really important that, there's a lot of this learning and ground laying in the family. Now, girl focused programs, there's also research that has shown the importance of a space where girls, feel free and comfortable to express themselves, to make mistakes, to learn, essentially creating safe spaces. In some cultures, I mean, this may be the norm because of maybe cultural restrictions, religious restrictions that prevent boys and girls from mingling. But in parts of Nigeria, it's not necessarily a cultural thing, but it's just to give the girls the ability to have a space where they feel safe and confident enough to make their mistakes, trial and error, which I mean is really what science and technology is all about. You have to be able to, you have to feel free in making mistakes because it's the making mistakes that you learn. So this is basically access and safe space. So I already spoke about having a safe space, but also the access to the tools, access to computers, access to the internet, access to maybe maker spaces, access to like robotic kits, access to even just ways of understanding science in your everyday life. There's a lot of access that there are lots of girls who don't have this. So it is important to be able to provide that. And that's something that parents also can do as well. And of course, guidance counselors, people working in the space who are trying to guide young people on career paths, to basically provide access to information. Access to positive female role models. So we do this a lot in our program. So this is a picture from the She Creates camp where we have women who are working in technology, in science, in engineering, maybe maths related courses, or maybe they're even doing something totally different. They're working in fashion, they're working in law, but there's a connection between what they do and science or what they do and technology. And so they speak with the girls, and this is really one of the most valuable parts of the program because the rest of our programming they're learning about the theory and they're learning about the practical, but with the women coming to speak, they are able to connect what they're learning with the real world, the real life, like working environments, and also maybe just the real life, real world around them. They learn about maybe any challenges the women experience, in starting their career, maybe in studying, whatever course they chose, in rising up the career ladder, those things.
I'm really sorry. We are still seeing the first slide,
Oh,
so
really?
I'm not really sure if it's freezed or not.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm not sure. Can you
Oh,
see?
yes, we can see it now.
Okay, I'll just stay like this then.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Maybe you can share the previous ones, like again, because we didn't see it and we would love to see that.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Let's see. Was this where you were the whole time?
Yes, yes, yes. We are sorry.
Oh,
I did not understand that.
oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm sorry. This was just the slide that basically spoke about who we are as an organization. This is the slide that speaks about the problem that my organization is trying to solve. The underrepresentation of women in STEM. This is the slide that shows basically the figures in terms of the Nigerian educational system. Graduates coming out of university, 78% are men and 28% are women. This gap goes on in the workplace where roughly about 80% of people working in the tech space are men, 20% are women. So then I started speaking about closing the gap and the ways that my organization does this through our various programs. So I had spoken about the She Creates Camp, the W.TEC Academy, the Make Her Space, and the Mentor Her. So each one kind of feeds into the other. And essentially, what these programs are doing are trying to provide access to quality training, hands on learning, role models. I spoke about the importance of the family and what we expose people to as children, whether it's through play, even household responsibilities. These things are helping to lay the groundwork for the future. And they're also helping children develop skills that they're going to need later. I spoke about the importance of girl-focused programs, how there is some research that has shown, quite a bit of research that has shown the importance of having space for girls only, where they can have a safe space and feel comfortable making mistakes. And in some parts of the country and the world, there are restrictions in terms of boys and girls being able to mix. Then access and safe space. So safe space I already spoke about, but then access, it could be access to information, it could be access to training, it could be access to computers or to digital devices, to the internet, to equipment that the girls can play with and learn through play. Then I think this is where I was, access to positive female technology role models. This is something that we heavily promote through our programs so that we can connect what the girls are learning in terms of the theory and the practical with real life. They can get to meet women who are working, who have made a success of their career, who can talk about, the challenges, the high points, and basically this career, this job might be good for you if maybe you have certain traits, or these are the kinds of traits I need, or the qualities that help me succeed in my job. So the girls can also start to like make connections between where they are, what their own strengths are, and starting to think about, okay, what's my I'd like to do in the future. Even within the science or technology space, there are so many roles. I mean, a lot here, lots of times people think, oh, technology programming, that's the end. No, there are so many roles within tech. So it's important to be able to connect technology and the wider STEM to real life. In our programs, we do this in several ways. On the left is a picture from one of our programs. It's called She Can with ICT, where we're basically working with female entrepreneurs and demonstrating how they can use technology to improve the productivity of their businesses, to do more in less time, to reach out to clientele who they ordinarily would not be able to, and so much more. So that's connecting tech to real life for them. And for the girls, this is a maker space. So it's basically a maker space. They're building, they're creating, they're wiring, they're soldering, and they're building products that they get really excited about, things that actually are solving problems in their own communities. Then connecting with work experience is a very important way of really bringing it all together. We work with some really young girls, as young as 10, 11. So sometimes going out to the real workplace may not be an option for them. But we in our organization and lots of other nonprofits have internships. We have opportunities where girls can come and do like a job shadowing, or some organizations have a bring your daughter to work day or bring your child to work day. And so we have these kind of opportunities where girls who have attended our programs can actually come and maybe support in future programs, maybe as like a class assistant. And we've had girls who have done that, and they've built their experience over the years. It's really exciting to see. And as they do that, they now become a part of a community of girls and women who are interested in science, in technology, and who want to support each other. So we have our communities where we're sharing resources like scholarships, like other trainings, and it could even be help like, oh, I just started this job, I'm confused about this, that, or the other, or I need to be connected to a mentor, those kinds of things. Community is very important when you're learning. Research, this is basically something that comes out of our work. We're always producing like charts, infographics, from what we are finding. And we also try to make sure that, our programs are also evidence-based. So based on, the research that is out there. So we are not doing things which are nice to do, but things which the research shows will actually have an impact. So these are some of the outcomes we have seen from our programs in terms of the reach, number of women and girls we've worked with. So slightly over 32,000 women and girls. And then we've had 86% of our alumni who were inspired to pursue a science, technology, engineering, or maths career. 24% are actually studying a STEM degree or have completed a STEM degree. And of course, some of the girls who have, joined our programs decided not to pursue a science, technology, engineering, or maths related degree, and that's fine. But they are able to use the skills and the knowledge, to earn an income or to improve their life in some way. So this is like one of our typical alumni, and we always like to share their stories because it also shows the pattern. It shows really how they moved from one stage to another. So Dolapo attended our camp when she was 12. And after that, she started participating in hackathons and competitions, some of which we would enter her for, and some which, she would, enter herself for. She had volunteered, at camps after she had graduated. She came back, following years to volunteer. She's 21 now. She's now in the United States. And she actually recently graduated with a degree in applied science and computer science. So she's pre-med, so she wants to become a doctor, but she also had a minor in computer science. And she currently serves on our Girl Advisory Council. So that just goes to show, like, it's a pipeline, and this happens over time. Exposing young people to possible careers it's not something you do in one day and you have instant results. It's a continuous chain of building and learning and exposure. And at the end of the day, hopefully, the girls, for us, in our case, girls will connect with their purpose or one of their purposes, because I believe that in everyone's working life there'll be so many things that you do. Most people don't do just one thing anymore. They do a series of things. So in terms of the challenges of this work, sometimes, there's funding, funding issues. I'm sure we all have that in all our respective organizations, wherever we may work, or even if it's in schools, because I know a lot of schools, can be underfunded, especially here, public schools. And sometimes finding the strategic and long-term partnerships. And partnerships doesn't always mean money. It can mean a partner who makes available some internship slots, or who have some of their team members visits, like the local schools, to talk about what they do, talk about their careers. Those kind of partnerships are really important. Some would say more important than money. Then defining what success means. Because we are focused on STEM, on science, technology, engineering, maths, some would say success for us would mean girls going and pursuing science, technology related courses. But for us, we decided no. Initially, at the beginning, it was. But at the end of the day, we decided no. Some of the girls are going to come, they're going to take the knowledge, they're going to take the exposure, and they're going to do other things with it. And you have to be fine with that too. So being able to monitor the impact of the work accurately, effectively over the long term can be hard, because someone can, interact with you maybe at one of our programs like a camp, and then we never see or hear from them again. But then the impacts that that program had on them, could be evident in their lives, but we may never know. So some of our alumni we lose touch with, and yeah, we never get to see them again. We try to stay in touch, but it's not always easy. So this is just, it's long-term work, it's tiny steps. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Um, Let me see if I can stop sharing. Okay, I think, have I stopped sharing?
No, you didn't.
Okay, let's
So you
see.
should go on the same square.
Yes.
Yes, you did stop sharing.
All right,
Okay,
great.
so thank you very much. You have actually attracted women in our physical auditorium.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So me myself, I am very thankful for such women helping projects, and it is nice to feel a collective women growth. So thank you very much for such
Thank you.
kind purposes.